So we have miners, the gold miners, the silver miners, and silver and gold got hammered today. What's going on? That's what I want to share with you in this video. So let's get straight into it, guys. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, let's get straight into it. We've got silver and gold crashing today, like very big down days today across the miners and metals as well too. And what's going on right now? And guys, this is where the market is always going to test you when things like this happen. If you're involved with the markets, if you're an investor, or if you're a short-term trader, the market's going to do this to you. It's gonna, and that's what I've been saying for the last few videos. Be careful because you know there could be something that comes out of the markets as well too. So really interesting stuff, guys. I am running a sale today, $7. If you need my help, then I am running a $7 sale to my trading course, my breakthrough trading course. If you need a breakthrough with your trading course, understand the markets more, so you don't become a little bumblebee and you're just all over the place and you're freaking out because one day, then go get that trading course that's there to help you have a breakthrough. Go to johnsflashsale.com, only $7, guys. And I'm running that for the next few days. So go grab that right now. Let's actually have a look at what's going on right now. And here is the really interesting thing, guys, I really want you to understand. If you look at the big picture as a trader, the market's going to do this, okay? The market's going to have some really nice moves and then suddenly, bam, something's going to happen. You know, no doubt, this is... we're going to get a very sharp pullback soon out of the crypto market, Bitcoin and so on and so forth. And so those who are riding the upward move so far when it comes to the crypto market, you know, that's what's going to happen, right? And then same with the markets as well too. The markets will shake and bake and shake some people out. Now, I don't know what this is going to be, what we're seeing right now on the gold and the indices, but I'm going to share with you exactly what I see and what we need to keep an eye out for what's going on. Now, guys, on the short term, we may have some more downsides come on the short term. But please remember, this short-term little shake and bake, I call it a little shake and bake, is not deterring me whatsoever from the long-term view. It is just so critical, guys, for you as traders. If you're emotional about today, oh my goodness, the market dropped, then that says that you're trading way too much of your account. If you are in the miners and the metals, and then we did get a little bit of a pullback today, you know, or someone call it a crash. Oh my goodness, you know, silver and gold crash. You know, it's really important for you to just to stay calm throughout this time, but also on top of that, make sure you have a plan. Because if you've been watching me now for quite some time, you know, at least for the last few weeks, I've been saying, guys, anything can happen. So make sure you have some good risk management in place, because what you think is definitely going to happen may not happen. And you may be needing to exit that position because it's no longer producing, it's no longer doing what it needs to do. So sitting and hoping and praying sometimes is not the best idea. Now, on the flip side of that, every trade you get into, you need to have some sort of a plan. It's just the way they go, right? We need to have some sort of a plan. And so if you're a little bit nervous, if you're emotional about today's move in the metals and the miners, then that tells me you're trading way too much. Not any one trade or a basket of trades should hurt you that much. If you are, you're trading way too much in the markets, and it's disastrous. So, looking at gold right now, we had this nice down bar today. The really interesting thing that I'm looking at here is this. We had this high point up here. You can see the market dropped, and then we rallied back up, and we made this high point up here. The interesting thing that I'm going to be looking out for when it comes to gold is this. Does the market hold here and create some sort of a significant higher low? Because that's going to be major key to this massive long-term picture we're in right now. Major key. So we have a big pullback in the markets. I'm going to see, it's really interesting. Do we actually break this low or not? If we break this low, well, we could actually have probably a drop down to 1700 then. When it comes to gold. But this could also be a hold, a little bit of a shake and bake first before we start to really see that long-term move starting to play out. Makes sense? And so what I mean by that is if I open up my charts here a bit more, looking at gold right now, and I bring up the last 6 months, even the last 1 year, we can see that the market has come down, it's come back up, and now we're having a bit of a pullback. The real big key for me, if I bring up my trend lines, is this. So as you can see, this low point through here, bit of a V bottom, and now we're dropping. It's going to be really, really interesting to see next week. Do we hold here? Because this could be key. This could be really, really, really big key for us to see. Because guys, I'm telling you right now, if the market does this, if the market continues to drop down next week and we start to do that, we're probably going to drop down towards this trend line down the bottom here somewhere. That's where major long-term support is. And then maybe we start that long-term move up. So that's scenario number one. That can actually happen. If you're an investor, yeah, just who cares, right? I'm an investor in the market in gold, and that's what could happen short term. But what would also be really powerful in the long-term pattern to say this sideways movement is definitely coming to an end, and then we're now likely to see some fireworks, is the second pattern that I'm seeing is we hold here. All right, we bring on the good old Fibonacci levels. All right, and then we hold here, we hold from there, and then we go from there to there. And as you can see, it's actually holding right now the 50 to 62% level. As you can see, it came right down. This is going to be sort of like a do or die situation. It actually broke those major support levels, didn't it? So it'd be really interesting to see what actually happens here. But we are at this sort of do or die level. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the really, really, really big thing, big key here. If indeed we do hold here, and then we squeeze up a bit more. If indeed we do hold here and we start to rally out like this coming into next week and into February, this is the big picture here, guys, okay? Because here's the thing. If we do that, it is just like, okay, it's game on. Because now we have a long-term weekly charts. We have a long-term weekly charts coming down. So as you can, the long-term weekly charts, guys, even if we do get a bit of a drop to the downside, as you can see, we are still in a very big bull market. So that's where, like, guys, on the short term, yes, we may get some more downside movement, but it's okay, all right? Investors, it's okay. And the more gold does this, the more I get excited. You should too as well too. Why? Because we're in a big bull market here, guys. We're in a big bull market. Even if we did come back down to 1700, oh my goodness, we're still in a very big bull market. And the more that gold does this, what it's doing right now, the more excited I get. Because even if we do get a little bit more of a shake and bake on the downside, I'm telling you right now, guys, this shake and bake here could be the shake and bake here could be the last little shake and bake we get before we start to see some really, really awesome moves moving forward. Into the into the end of the year. I don't know, but they're the two keys they're the two things that I'm looking out for, guys. But on the big picture, even if we do spend another few weeks to a month on a bit of a pullback through here, oh my goodness, guys, I'm telling you right now, this thing to me is setting up to be really, really, really nice to the upside. So that's what I'm saying through there, guys. And obviously, when it comes to the chart reading stuff, guys, this is why it's so important to just continue to read what the market is telling you. And in that flash sale, that trading course at johnsflashsale.com, there's actually a couple of different videos that I teach you how to read the chart so you can stay on top of it. So things like what I just shared with you just then about that higher low, you can start to see, okay, now the buyers are really, really, really starting to come in. Yeah, we've got the little drop through here and so on and so forth. We made a bit of a double top, but if we hold here now and then break past 1950, oh my goodness, guys, that is like, it's on like Donkey Kong. That's like saying, that's the date that you went out on a few times. Now she's want to see you a couple of times a week and not just once a month, right? She's like, oh, where's this thing going, darling? That's what's happening. That's what's going to happen with gold, and same with silver as well too. But silver is actually, we have this very long-term trend line coming up through here. Very long-term trend line. We actually had a bit of a shake and bake on the downside, as you can see through here. So it's going to be really interesting because we did have a nice little rally out. So even a little bit of a pullback here is actually quite a nice thing. we had a rally from $22 up to 28. So a little bit of a pullback. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see a break below this 22 level, because if we get that, then that's when it could be really, really, really sort of, you know what, maybe gold's going to, and if maybe silver, should I say, silver can actually end up down the bottom here. You know, the next sort of, that's major support level. So, but silver could actually end up having a bit of a drop down to there if that does happen. And, you know, guys, anything is possible, right? So we need to keep an eye out for that. So that's what's happening there when it comes to silver as well too. And again, guys, if you're trading, if you're looking at investments and so on and so forth, always make sure that, you know, you always keep an eye on the big picture if you're an investor. If you're a trader and you're looking for a trading system, then in that trading course, in that flash sale, $7 only, guys. I actually give you a couple of different trading systems there, so you can actually start to trade the markets with. So we can see what's actually going on through here when it comes to silver. Once again, the same thing with silver. Is this just a little short-term shake and bake? And what I mean by that is that if we hold here and then we start to move up like that, oh my goodness, guys, that is so, that is just like, that's the thing that says, okay, here we go, because it's about to go, right? And so that's what I'm seeing through there. And that's the same for all the other, if let me actually go to here, that's the same for all the other gold stocks as well too. Now, no, I'm going to take that back. Gold stocks are still like in this territory where we had this little gap up and a gap down. So the gold stocks actually look quite weak here. The GDXJ, this little gap up and gap down, I don't know, guys. I'm seeing actually a bit of a drop to the downside out of this level through here. I don't know. You know, I could actually see more of a pullback when it comes to the GDXJ and also the GDX as well too. We didn't get the breakout like I was hoping for. Yesterday I talked about this channel, and we didn't get the break up and out. So we actually may continue breaking down and having more of a drop to the downside before we start that enormous, you know, couple of year bull run in the markets. And guys, I'm telling you right now, the market loves to do this. The market, whatever you think is going to happen, is probably not going to happen. But here's the thing: that big picture generally always plays out. Like this weekly charts here, you can see this weekly charts. It generally does start to play out. But sometimes it happens a lot longer than you think. So looking at this here, as you can see, big move down, a big sideways phase. My goodness, guys, the GDX actually looks quite weak here. Again, I was looking for a break up and out. We didn't get that, and as you can see, we had this move down through here and this sort of sideways move on the gold stock. So we could be getting ready for a short-term drop, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. People are like, oh, John, you're flipping your mind. No, long-term, guys. Long-term, come back in 2023 or 2024. No, 2025. Investing, which is that, when I have that view, come back and tell me where their markets are there. Right now, I'm just telling you what the market's telling me. And as the weeks go on and as the days go on, if the market starts to change, we have to change with it. You know, don't shoot the messenger just because you don't like what I'm telling you. It's a little bumblebees. And so for the silver, I won't say that word. I try to be nice today. The silver minor junior stocks are actually they're actually a lot more stronger. You can see we actually had a very nice move to the upside. We broke just above this high, which is $17, and now we actually had a bit of a pullback. So to me, I'm not actually worried about the silver junior stocks as much. You can see how we did break out. So a little bit of a pullback here on the silver juniors. I believe we're likely to hold and then start to rally out. Silver juniors are looking quite strong. And then so also the silver miners, the SILJ. Again, we had a nice little break up and out. We had a nice little break up, and now we're getting a bit of a pullback. I believe this is probably likely to hold here now because of what we're seeing through here. And we're now likely to see probably a nice little high low coming out of this and starting to rally to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. The silver and gold warning is that, yeah, we may see some more short side from what the market's telling us today. But the big picture there, guys, is probably, again, more upside to come. But again, for the next couple of weeks, we've got to wait and see. And the big key, as I said before, guys, the big key that we traders need to be watching and seeing what develops over time is what I said before. And with gold, it's the high low. Do we hold here or not? Do we hold here and then start to do something like this? If so, and we start to break above 1950, That is the sign, guys. That is the sign to say, oh my goodness, this is now when the buyers are really starting to show their legs, because the market loves to do this. The market does this sometimes. You know, when the market will make, it will come down and make a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and it'll pull back and it'll flush down on you, get you freaked out, hold back up, start to form back up here, create a nice little high low, then breaking past previous highs. And when that happens, bam, the market starts to take off big time. So we need to keep an eye out for that, guys. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen, but if that does form in the markets, then it's going to be absolutely incredible. So make sure you go to johnsflashsale.com, guys. $7 trading course. And in that $7 trading course, again, it's about 12 videos long. 12 videos over 10 hours long, teaching you the foundations, some chart reading strategies like I talked about today, a couple of different trading systems, and also mindset, and a bonus interview with one of my mentors of how he made almost $2 million in one trade. An in-depth interview of how he got started and so on and so forth. So there we go, guys. And I hope this really helps you out.